Okay, I have explained to you in quite a lot of detail how to use the little blobs of joy. There is a companion set of swatches which probably are a lot simpler. Come to my layers, my palette is selected. Let's come to insert a file. Now instead of the blobs of joy, I have something here called little dots that like each other. I will call it the first one. And I can draw this out in size. If I make everything underneath invisible so you get a clear idea of what you're looking at, you've got little clusters of colours. And supposing you come to 1, 1. Hopefully you can see that there's 2 clusters there. You've got some greenish to orangey colours and you've got some more orangey colours there. They're kind of summer to autumny style colours. Or what about 1, 12? You've got some nice dusty pink colours with some nice dusty blue colours. These are just colours that go together nicely, and you can use them as a palette for whatever you want. Like supposing you wanted to draw a late summer, early autumn woodland scene, you might come to choose dots 1 to 5. Now the reason they're clustered around next to each other like this is because, well, generally speaking, the closer they are to each other, the closer you're likely to find them sitting together on a real world painting. So for example, that brown at the bottom, you're likely to find that colour next to it, and you're likely to find that colour next to it. You're not that likely to find that blue next to it, but if you are using that blue, you're likely to find that kind of greyish colour which sits in between the blue and the brown. Similarly, you might find that green sitting pretty close to our brown. And that is why I haven't just listed out a series of squares and saying these colours go together nicely. I'm just trying to give you some sense of a load of colours that go together quite nicely, but also within that palette, some colours are going to just sit naturally together, while other colours, like that deep reddish brown, is going to go nicely with that, or the colour to the left of it. And whilst that deep brown, you wouldn't necessarily find that kind of turquoisey blue sitting right next to it. They're likely to go together nicely in the same picture. That is how the little dots that like each other work. And of course, they're all numbered, so you can all say to another artist, well, I used the little dots that like each other 0, 1, and I used 1, 13. So they all know that that little cluster of dots is the right palette for them to use. Now, just incidentally, before I move away from these palettes, I will come to our wrench icon, come to add, come to insert a file. Because you have your basic blobs of joy, then you have a whole load of pastel colours. These have been directly sampled from pastels. And Artist Hues 01, these are the colour values of various different traditional pigments. And you can read the names: cobalt blue, raw sienna, and for something like this, if I zoom in on them, for each you've got 5 squares. The big square is the actual colour, like permanent rose, that's the actual colour, but then you get lighter and darker variations of each. Now for some colours, like say Prussian blue, that's naturally quite a dark colour. Then the big square, which shows the actual hue, I've shifted so you get more lighter variations which are going to be useful, plus just one darker variation. And underneath, you've got various colours here which you may find useful. You've got soft pencil, or dark charcoal, or light charcoal, or neutral colours, ivory black going through to Davies grey, and then gradually going up to flake white with some in-between shades there. And this is for people who come from a traditional artistic background, who will recognise names like cobalt blue or cadmium red light. But in the next video in this series, I'm going to show you the big version of this. So check that video out.